from wherever you're joining from. Okay, so welcome to Global Chamber. Global Chamber is a community where we network. It's a large community of executives. We are one global network existing in over 195 countries. We have over 525 metros or chapters. And so we provide businesses and individuals, executives with connections. We help you to expand and grow globally. So basically, if you are in Ghana, in Accra, we are saying that move from local to global. So today's meeting, we are going to be tackling industrialization in Ghana. We are in the month of March, and the month of March is a month we tag as Ghana's Heritage Month. So we are celebrating Ghana's Heritage Month, and in celebrating Ghana's Heritage Month, we have identified an industry that has an enclave of businesses in terms of agro-processing, garments, textiles, logistics, metal fabrications. So we are going to be introducing Dawa Industrial Zone very soon. Before we kickstart, we'd like to give you a feel of Ghana. So I'm going to be playing this video before we start.
Welcome to a land of rich heritage. A home far from home. Welcome to a land where nature is still pure. Welcome where warmth flows easily. Welcome to the coast of gold. Welcome to where art begins. Welcome to one big family of football. Welcome to Ghana, Accra. Discover yourself.
So let's move on to Sorry, the video didn't have a sound. Please kindly mute yourself. Thank you. For those who just joined us, my name is Gifty Akofakuma. I'm the Executive Director for Global Chamber Accra chapter. Welcome. Today's event, we are looking at industrialization while celebrating Ghana's heritage. We are going to hosting a company, LMI Holdings, Dawa Industrial Zone. And then we are going to be looking at industrialization in Ghana. We have this one man or one individual company that is doing tremendously well in Ghana, and we are going to be exploring their industry and the benefits that their industry is offering Ghana and the globe as a whole. At globalchamber.org, we believe that it takes a village to grow, and then we believe that as a business leader, as business people, you cannot do it alone. Joining a thriving global community can help you to expand, can help you to attain more clients internationally. We help you specifically from countries that you want to connect or grow with. We help you with through warm introductions. We help you through collaborations and partnerships. We believe in doing things together to expand and move faster. So we'd encourage anyone who is not yet a member to join us in the global community. In here, we have the chats. We'll be encouraging everyone to drop your details, your information about your business. We hope that the presentation would afford us some time to invite other people, leaders who have joined us today, to talk a bit about their business as the time allows us. So we're going to kickstart our meeting with a presentation. Today we have a person in person, Mr. Eko Aisen Gansa from Dawa Industrial Zone, who will be taking us through the presentation. Hello, Eko.
Hi, Gifty. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everyone present.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with the presentation. Mr. Eko Gansa is going to take us through all about Dawa. Basically, Dawa is an industrial enclave. They have the whole lot they are doing here. It's marvelous. They are into agro-processing, garments, textiles, logistics, material, metal fabrication. Well, Global Chamber Accra actually got hold of Dawa Industrial Zone through our able and capable leader, Ruby Golo. Hello, Ruby. Are you here?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Carry on.
Thank you, Ruby. Ruby is a global advisor for the Global Chamber. She used to be our executive director for Accra chapter. So we have dialogue with Dawa Industrial Zone, and we believe that they are an industry that we should be able to support in their vision and their mission. And I believe that as you are here, you can find some synergies with them. And as they go global and then they expand, we can also work better. So we'll kickstart. They are looking to host over 100 companies as one of their key things that they want to do, and directly employ over 15,000 people. And that is great. So we're going to start right away with our presentation.
All right, Gifty, thank you so much once again. My name is Eko Aisen Gansa, and I'm the head of new business for LMI Holdings.
I'm going to present my screen now.
Right.
So here we go.
All right. So for the purposes where I am today, I would kindly ask that I put off my video so that there might not be any interruptions in the meeting, if that is okay with you.
That is fine.
All right, but at any time that I have to be visible, I mean, to be seen, please let me know, and then I am happy to to put a video on. So I will start. First of all, let me welcome everyone here present and wish ourselves a happy Heritage Month. Thank you for the opportunity to give us this platform to also showcase what one of our own has done in the past 23 years, if I have to put it in context. So I will be guiding the slide presentation as and when we move. So it should be here for now. And then I would say that I have with me also a colleague of mine, Sandra. She's also here present in the meeting. And we'll be happy to also respond to questions and ideas, etc. So I'll start off with the first slide, Gifty, where I am going to talk about our vision and our mission. But before I delve into that, I'd want to say that my presentation is going to be roughly put into, I'll say, 5 baskets. 5 baskets. The first one is going to be, which I have done the introduction of myself and my colleague. The second one, I'm going to talk about our vision and our mission. Then I'll focus on our key focus as a business, and then delve into that focus where I will share with you what we are doing as a Ghanaian business. And then I'll talk about projects. And then finally, we will invite anyone here present that is locally present that would want to see any of our products to come and have a look at it. And then where there are opportunities where they can also fit into, we do. So I'll go straight into our vision and our mission. So it's been our vision to actually ensure that in any space within the African continent where we talk about industrial ecosystem, we don't get missing in that equation. What it means is that we are not only looking at Ghana, but we are looking beyond Ghana because we are Africans and we believe that we can do it. And our mission is to have a special economic zone. The benefits the special economic zone comes with what we do is that it even gives more advantages to investors who come or locate within our industrial park. Because when you are within a special economic zone, which we are aspiring to be now, then there are so many things as in, for example, tax holidays. Currently, you get these things from the Ghana Free Zone Authority. And not only tax holidays, repatriation of profits, etc., which all these things can also be gotten from the Ghana Investment Promotion Council. So our mission is to become the leading private special economic zone developer in Africa. So I'll be moving on to the next slide, where I'll be based there to talk about our focus. So let me first also introduce you to who we are as a business. So LMI Holdings, we are into 4 key things. We call it our anchor strategies. And these 4 key anchors, what it does is that it helps us to do what you see on the screen right now. So the first one is about industrial, commercial, and residential properties. We are into that. We are also into industrial utilities. And then we are into industrial logistics. And we are also into construction. So if you would hold on here for me a little, especially the slide just before this one, I would, yes. So if you look at the areas we are into, it brings us to be able to do what we have done. So for example, the construction supports us to put up this infrastructure that you see for industries. And then when it comes to logistics, companies that I think I'll come to logistics later, and then utilities too, I'll come to that later. And then basically I wanted to talk about the construction here at this slide. This is our first industrial park that we created. And this park that we created already is giving Ghana over 5.4 billion in terms of exports. And it's also giving Ghana over 3.4 billion in terms of foreign direct investments. So this is helping a lot in terms of not only export and FDIs, but also employment generation, and also ensuring that we use our own to develop our own. Because as I said, with our industrial construction, we produce everything from here to develop what we have done. And we have over 80 companies currently here. So you may move the slide, please. Right. So this is also a greenfield. To the right of your screen, you will find the map of a greenfield. What I showed earlier was what we call a brownfield. So brownfield here means that we are almost at the peak, the final stage of that development in terms of occupancy. Occupancy, I mean, sorry, getting companies, factories, warehouses, etc., to be located. And we have just less than a third of the space left to complete that particular first project, which is a 700 acres of land. That is very huge. But this that you see on the screen now is a greenfield because it is a new one that we have created with every infrastructure. With every infrastructure, and this field, as you see on the right, not to the left, on the right, that we have demarcated this enclave into several industry groups, both heavy and light. And in this heavy and light industries, you would find industries such as pharmaceuticals, such as textiles, light industry, logistics, automotive, electronic, and the like. But I would want to also focus on what is happening here because this is a 2,000-acre land. And this 2,000-acre land is part of the bigger picture of 22,000-acre land that we are working on to finally build the new Tema. I will talk about that under the project area where I'll give a bit more information. But with this 2,000-acre land, to the left, you will see what we provide. So we provide central sewage, we provide effluent treatment plants. There is even within the park, there's a place where you can have your own accommodation, a playground, and also a commercial center that support businesses that really run 24 hours and they don't have time to be moving away from the enclave. So when we do our research, we work with the EPA, we were able to be able to do this. And then we have a dedicated power substation. This dedicated power substation is coming from our industrial utility that I mentioned in my earlier presentation. So this dedicated substation, we have the biggest located at this enclave, which is Dawa Industrial Zone, located about 45 minutes away from the Tema Export Processing Zone. And this dedicated power station is so powerful that because it is connected to the West African power pool, it means that it is a two-way line going out of Ghana and coming into Ghana. This is what we tap into to ensure that we give investors the peace of mind when they connect to our industrial park. So to move on, I'll say that if you look at, I'll focus more on the textile village. The reason is that as we celebrate the Heritage Month, we see that it is very important that we don't lose focus of our culture. And because of that, we have dedicated over 150 acres of land for textile. We are far advanced in terms of the design, and then even the given the area, that's 140 area, given to a consultant to map out all the drainage systems, all the road systems, the linkages, and all that. We are receiving the final results of that this week. Hopefully by Friday we should receive it, and then we start developing the road network within the textile village. It is of prime interest to us because number one, we want to ensure that made in Ghana things also are part of what we are going to develop as part of our strategy. We have already done something great at the pharmaceutical park, and now we are focusing on the textile village. And then from there, we are going to go to the automotive. So if you can please move to the next slide, which I'll show you some of already existing companies. We have about, I'll say currently we have about 4 companies, but as you can see, the infrastructure is all set. It's all set. There's one that I'll talk about as part of the infrastructure that I'll talk about when I get to the project. But you can see that we have aerial data facilities. We are not doing underground fiber. We are doing aerial because it is a greenfield, and we are now working on the land. So we can't do underground fiber. So what we do is that we do aerial, and when a company settles in, we drop the internet from the aerial, and then we do direct connection for you. This internet connection is also the company is part of LMI Holdings, what we do. So we don't outsource any of these things I'm talking about to any other company. We produce our own electricity. We are producing our own water. We are producing our own data facilities, and we are giving logistics in terms of warehousing, in terms of transportation. I will touch on that as I give the presentation. But currently, you can see on this slide that we are supplying water because we are almost about completing our water project. That is why you see on the bottom left that an activity happening and a water tanker is doing this. All this we provide. So to talk a little about, if you can please move your slide for me. So as you can see, we are past this stage. This is a 3D design that shows how the textile village is going to look like. As I mentioned earlier, we have now, we are almost getting the results of the analysis that we have done in terms of the drainage systems and the road networks. Once we get the result this week, we are going to now construct the roads and the drainage system, and then we start the building. So we are, as a company, we are going to put up the first building so that when you walk in, maybe in the next couple of months, you will see that this factory is now there. We call it the plug and play. Any company that is ready, not to build immediately, but want to start operation, can rent what we are going to put up to start their operation until they are done with what they are going to do. But as you can see from the image, you realize that at the front side, you would find the housing units where we are going to provide accommodation within the park. And then we're going to provide some for staff and some for executives. We're going to do offices, we're going to do playgrounds, and then there are opportunities here at this park because there are so many things such as, for example, warehouses, milling factories, etc., that anyone who really wants to also know more about how you can tap into this opportunity would share our details later, or Global Chamber. If you reach out to Global Chamber, they will be able to give you our details. So this is a 170-acre area that is solely dedicated to textile. And then we want to also ensure that in the value chain, we are bringing in those doing made in Ghana products, those not doing made in Ghana products. And then there are ways of ensuring that we also export our culture. What we do, we export. And I'll talk about that later in the presentation. Please move the slide for me. Right, so basically this slide takes me to the projects. So this is the first project that I want to talk about, which is the Lake Volta Container Transport Corridor. There is so much happening with us when it comes to Lake Volta. So one, I'll give you two of them. So one, we are building inland ports and using Lake Volta to ensure that we take off about 30,000 trucks off the road. And in taking off 30,000 trucks off the road, the benefits it's giving Ghana is that the pollution, the damage to the road itself, sometimes because of the vehicles we use, the trucks, etc., that sometimes we leave things on the road. All these things are going to save us. And then the bottom line is that it saves the environment. If you are into transportation, you know that water transport is the safest also. So what we are doing is that we are building 2 inland ports. And in these 2 inland ports, we have one in the eastern corridor and then one at the northern corridor. So at the eastern corridor, when you are done with all that you have to do at our industrial parks from your factories, you only transport your finished products or semi-finished products to the point where you can join the river. And when you join the river, it takes you straight to the northern part of Ghana. That is Debris. And when you get to Debris, you can offload your things and then carry on about, let's say, 200 kilometers, and then you get to the border. So you avoid, number one, maybe truck drivers overloading and the police officers, etc., law enforcement agencies. When we are not doing the right thing on the road, they delay us. So we believe that for drivers usually not doing the right thing on the road, when entrepreneurs or investors are using the river transportation, we can avoid some of all these things. The overloading and all these things will be avoided because we are going to use 2 key things. We're going to use barges, and then we are going to use push boats. So when our project is completed next year, we're currently working on it. By next year, we should complete this project. And when it's completed, then we are going to use push boats and then barges. What happens is that each barge can take 125 containers. And then each push boat can push 2 barges. So if you have 1 push boat pushing 2 barges, at a point, you are doing about 250 containers to transporting them from the southern part of Ghana to the northern part of Ghana. And these are all private led. Everything I'm talking about here is private led, is by a Ghanaian, and it is wholly local. There's no foreign shares in what we are doing. It is wholly local, led by a Ghanaian and a private investor. And then when you get to Debris, we are also putting another 2,000-acre industrial park there. That is a little beyond Debris. We call it Yape. And when we put it there, then we have everything centralized. So you don't need to go to Tema, Port and Harbour to get paperwork done. Paperwork will be done at this point. So all inflows and outflows from our borders in the Sahelian region coming into Ghana or going out of Ghana can be handled within this industrial park that I'm talking about at Yape in the northern part of Ghana. So with every fire station, everything is there. So basically, this is one form we are using the Volta Lake. Another form we are using the Volta Lake is we are using it for water purposes in terms of providing clean water. So what we do is that we take advantage of the Volta Lake and then put a plant in the Volta Lake. In this, we use modern and advanced technology and then combine sustainable and environmentally friendly factors to it to ensure that we treat the water that meets WHO standards. In fact, as a business, the water that we provide here within our enclave that I showed you in the previous slide, the brown field I mentioned, the water standards are WHO certified. So we don't do anything lower than those standards. So when we put modern and advanced technology into combining this, we now bring out from the Volta Lake the water that we have, we treat it to meet those standards, and then it can be good to be used as in drinking. And not only that, we are also putting up what we call the wastewater treatment system. That is what I refer to as the effluent treatment plant. And this wastewater treatment system, what this also does is it uses a similar process in terms of the advanced technology that we combine with sustainable criteria and ensure that we have the ability to handle every complex and volatile wastewater that usually arises from textile and dyeing activities or from pharmaceutical recycling of wastewater. So the difference between this wastewater treatment is that this is dealing with wastewater, but the drinking water, we are using another technology to treat it so that the water that we have in abundance that flows from the northern part of Ghana, that comes into our Volta Lake, that can be transformed into electricity. We also tap a similar one into this. Let me say that with this project of the water treatment plant, plus another project which is I also want to talk about, and that project is about renewable energy. It is our goal that by 2030 we are going to provide 1 gigawatts of solar power. This will help the environment and also help industries cut down on electricity charges. If you want to set up a factory within our zone, these are some of the advantages that you get because we are going to put this renewable energy there. The water treatment plant is also there. I brought this renewable energy and water together because I wanted to say that this is the one project that we are getting funding from IFC. This is the one project IFC found us that what we are doing, they are interested because they see that we are not only helping Ghana, but we are helping the continent, because it is not only Ghanaians investing into our parks. It is the global investors who are investing into Ghana because of the peaceful nature that we find ourselves as a people living in Ghana. So these are some of the projects that we are currently handling in terms of the inland port system, the renewable energy, the water treatment plants, and there's one more, because in my introduction, I mentioned that the 2,000 acre land is part of the bigger 22,000 acre we are looking at developing, and we want to develop a new tema. This 20,000 acre, we have acquired, I'll say, almost more than half of this goal. And what we intend to do is that we want to use this ecosystem to provide schools, hospitals, banks, restaurants, etc., you name it, within this 20,000 acreage I'm talking about, to ensure that there is comfort and well-being for the place we have chosen, that is Dawa, to ensure that Dawa is also opened up and Ghana becomes a place to really come and see, because on that stretch there is a lot you can see if you are moving on the southern stretch going to let's say heading towards Togo. So this is about 45 minutes away from the port of Tema, and this ecosystem we want to create within the few years we have ahead as part of our goal is to ensure that we create an enabling environment where professionals and workers within the industrial park and also within the community are able to have access to clean water, to clean energy, and to ensure that they're able to go about their things without traveling all the way to the city center. So basically, all we do is that we welcome tenants here who want to put up a custom-built factories, because we give we give out prepared serviced lands. So when you come, you are able to put up how you want your factory to be. If you want us to do that for you, you can. We also have, I'll say, one of our last projects, we also have the rights to develop our own rail system. And this rail system is going to support also the government rail system. And this rail system links from Tema Harbor to both our industrial parks. And what it means is that we create a multimodal transport system where you can use either road, rail, or water to get your products to the final destination. Sorry. Okay, so if we can move on to the next slide. Right. So I believe I could not show you the huge plants we have in terms of the power distribution. But this power distribution, we have one at Tema, and then we have one at Dawa currently functioning. And we are the only private developer who is licensed to provide electricity to the companies, the factories within the industry, within the park, sorry. The advantage that our tenants have is that if the ECG goes off, for example, they still have power because they don't rely on ECG. They rely on what we get directly from Volta River Authority, which is transported by Gridco to us. And then we break it down and then we supply power to the industries. So I think on this slide, I would want to invite all of us present here in Ghana and all those of us not in Ghana, if we happen to be in Ghana, please schedule a visit with us. We'll be working closely with the Global Chamber. And I believe if you get in touch with Gifty, the executive director, she will be able to put you through to us, and then we can do something together. So Gifty, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. And in this Heritage Month, I think it is one of the key things that we chose to also focus on the textile part so that we keep some of our values, some of our traditions, and we don't leave this to go away. Thank you so much, Gifty, for the time given us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ganza. Thank you, everyone. For those who just joined us, my name is Gifty Akofa-Kuma. I am the Executive Director for Global Chamber Accra. Global Chamber is a community of business professionals. We provide companies the opportunity to network through warm introductions. We leverage on our reach. We are in over 195 countries, and we have over 525 metros. We believe that it takes a village to grow. So if you are looking at going global, going international, you already have an existing or strong brand, you are looking for a community, a professional community to settle in and grow more, attain more clients, expand, and do more globally. We are the go-to chamber. It's exciting to have such a tremendous works being done by Dawa Industrial Zone. We are happy that we have such an industry here in Ghana. I believe that through the presentation, you could find some synergies with them, and we'll be happy to host the field tour to Dawa Industrial Sites. Mr. Ganza has mentioned that in a few months, we'll have the opportunity to visit the sites, and I'm sure that hopefully next year, we'll also have the opportunity to visit the site. So if you're interested in joining us to do the field visit, you may reach out to me. I'll share my contact in the chat. I would encourage everyone to share your details in the chats. Before we take our questions, I would like to introduce you to our CEO, Mr. Doug Brook. He's the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Global Chamber. Hello, Doug.
Hello, Gifty. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome.
My pleasure. Very important and interesting conversation today. been able to listen and now see the conversation. So thank you very much. I also noticed that you have two other events coming up, one on funding in April, and I think maybe two of them in April, right? One on tourism as well. So
Yes.
congratulations on staying busy, giving people opportunities to meet and connect and to learn about new opportunities. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. So at this moment, we would like to invite questions for Dawa Industrial Zone. I'm sure that you were thrilled as much as I was, and you may have some questions that you may want to ask. That was a wonderful presentation. It was very detailed. Kudos to you, Echo. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Please, I would like to, the floor is open. If you'd like to ask a question, please, we would like to invite everyone to ask one or two questions. Echo, please, we are ready.
Hello, Gifty.
Hi.
Can I go ahead with my question?
Yes, please, go ahead. Please go ahead.
There's no acknowledgement of it.
Okay, I can see your hand now. Hello, Robert. Go ahead with your question.
All right. Efwa, thank you so much for that detailed and heartwarming presentation. It's indeed a wonderful thing to hear that Africans are taking Africa more serious than the foreigners. I think that is the feel I got from your presentation, and I'm so happy that you did a wonderful job at it. While you were presenting, I took note of some things that I think would be interesting for us to maybe talk about a little bit more. For example, you made mention of environmental impact assessment that was done for your project. I am sure you guys did quite an extensive environmental impact assessment, because for especially international, since you are looking global, the foreign world, they are more interested in the standards you keep while meeting your project targets. So I'm very happy that you talked about it. However, when it comes to the part that has to do with the Lake Volta, that's where my concern a little bit is. So I didn't hear you talk about the EPA for that project, given that you are going to be increasing traffic on the water, push boats and tug boats. They are in themselves pollutants, and waterways are very sensitive. So I would like to hear more about the EPA assessment that was done for this project to go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Robert.
you. Thank you, Robert. And yes, my presentation was, though it was detailed, I think because of also time, I had to run over some of the information, but this is a very good question. So yes, EPA. So we work with government agencies, and all that we do, we ensure that we get certification before we embark on the project. So we have done environmental, social, and impact assessments. We have it at both of our sites. Recently, the slide that Gifty showed earlier on, where we saw that there were 2,000 acre map. You realize that if you look at it very carefully, you would see that at one point, the location for the heavy industry is to your extreme right. But when we were acquiring the larger acreage, we decided to now put some communities around that area. So our new EPA analysis and ESIA assessment has given us the new direction that we now relocate the heavy industry to the northern parts of the park. That's if you look at it right now as a slide, you realize that the northern part of this the very northern part of the slide is got to do with I think electronics. So now electronics is going to move away from there, and heavy industry is going to move there because there's no community there. So this is from the ESIA environmental social impact assessments that we did. With EPA, we work with them and they give the certification. So usually when investors come and they also want to do their assessments, we first share with them what we have. And then and then they also go, because what happens is that they complete a form, and based on the form, we tell them you cannot locate here or there because of the assessment we have received from EPA. When it comes to the Volta Lake, you are absolutely right. So with the Volta Lake, we not only also work with EPA, but we also work with the Maritime Authority. So if you go to the Maritime Authority, or if you come to us, you would see that all these checks to ensure pollution, though I mentioned that water transport is the safest globally. If you're talking about transportation, yes, it doesn't mean that it doesn't come with what do you call it, pollution, etc. So we work with Maritime Authority, and then they know of what we are doing. They have given green light, and then we are building this inland port to ensure that we are able to also protect the environment in a certain way, not and also even relieve this thing from the major roads, so that heavy trucks may be reduced, and then we use the water transport, though it has some what do you call it, disadvantages, as you rightly put it. It is regarded the safest globally when you're looking at global transportation. Thank you very much. I'm not sure whether I answered the question well.
Thank you. Hi, Robert. I hope that answer has answered your question. We can connect you to Mr. Ganza after the meeting so you can explore further. We are taking some few more questions and we're going to wrap up soon. Sorry, the time is limited.
Ruby's hand is up.
Okay, so I can see Ruby's hand and Niyi's hand. So let's take the next question from Ruby.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am in the business of helping foreign companies trade and invest in Ghana. And so my question is, what size of businesses can actually take advantage of your enclave? Do you have a particular size that you look for, or is open to any size of business? And if you can also explain what the process or steps are for anyone who is interested in, being part of the enclave. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gifty, would you want us to answer this, or we take the second question, then we answer all?
Please go ahead. Please answer it.
All right. Okay. So Ruby, thanks for your question. We are open to all investors, entrepreneurs that want to co-locate and take advantage of industrial ecosystem in terms of the industrial parks, because companies' outputs or inputs are another company's outputs. So companies that really co-locate within an industrial park have certain benefits. So I'll say that we are open to all. The steps that we need to do to be able to maybe locate there is very simple. I'll say that number one, we want to find out, first of all, there's a form that we'll share with you. So when that form is completed, we can be doing this with even Global Chamber. We do with other chambers, like the pharmaceutical. So they come together, then they do that through the pharmaceutical chamber. And with that, we also even give them specialized offers, because they kind of promise a larger acreage. So I'll say that pharmaceutical chamber has even acquired, they have taken 150 acres, and then they are given to their members, and not only their members. Last 2 weeks, we held, I was at a presentation where the Indian government wants to also come and support Ghana in terms of R&D, etc. So when they came, they assessed the opportunity to see, because there are lots of Indian companies in Ghana that they want to support them grow more. So I'll say that the steps are that there's an inquiry form. When the form is done, the form gives us a clear idea what it is. We need to even assist you, because we have an investor services desk, and the one in charge of that is in this meeting, Sandra, and she can assist you speed up the process, because sometimes investors come and it takes a long process, but because the government is working with us, collaborating with us, when we go to them, whether the free zone or GIPC or Ministry of Trade, etc., they fast forward for us so that we can all realize this dream. So the process is very simple. Complete the form, and then we take it from there. If there are any other questions, I'll be happy to respond to that.
Thank you. We just have about 5 minutes, but we're going to try our best to involve everything so that we can have ample information before we leave. So let's take our last question from Nii. Hi, Nii.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Nii. I'm calling Nii Sanusi. I'm calling from Lagos, or I'm speaking from Lagos, Nigeria. Mine is not a question, it's just to really congratulate you on this move, particularly the Pan-African approach. With the coming of the African Treaty, we all know that this is these are some of the industrial pockets that we really need to spread a lot of industrialization across the continent. So if you have plans for Nigeria and even for Ghana, I'll be happy to engage, because I've had quite a number of inquiries in the past regarding Ghana. So I'll be happy to connect. So thank you very much and congratulations on the idea.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nii. So Mr. Ganza, Nii is a Global Chamber member. He's based in Lagos, Nigeria,
Right.
and he's a legal practitioner. So we can bet and trust that you can work with him.
Exactly.
Okay, so thank you. Are
Thank you
there
so
any
much,
more questions? Okay, there are no more questions. Thank you so much. I believe it has been a very beneficial presentation, taking deep height into Dow Industrial Zone and all that it has to offer. I know that there's more that we can explore with Dow Industrial Zone. So we are going to do our best to organize a field visit to Dow Industrial Zone. So we have the actual, the sea of what is going on there. If you're interested in attending this field visit, you can reach out to me at gifty@globalchamber.org. So if you just join us, this is Global Chamber Accra Metro. We provide opportunities to our members to explore and then look for investors, collaborate, partner, and grow their businesses. So globalchamber.org, we are a thriving community. There are business leaders, professionals, we have investors. We do all this through warm introductions, partnership, collaborations. We believe that it takes a village to grow. So I would encourage everyone here to join the Global Chamber. If you are a business leader, you're a business owner, executive, you work in any field, we believe that Global Chamber is a go-to global chamber for you, and then helping you if you're looking to start a business. I'll be happy to interact with you. I'll be happy to dialogue with you. I would like to invite everyone to our next business event. It's specially designed for all businesses, because at every point in time, you may want to have an investor on board. You are thinking about it, or you're already in the process of doing it, but there are some basic things you need to know about how to attract investors, how to prepare yourself for funding, what you need to know. We have put together a special program, business funding, for you on the 18th of April, 2 p.m. the same time. That is coming next month. We have our keynote speakers, Dr. Komiklu is a very renowned speaker and financial expert. And then we have Mr. Felix Afeti. They are all Global Chamber members. Dr. Komiklu is our chairman for Ghana. He's based in US and Ghana. So they'll be taking us through this special event on the 18th of April. You can reach out to me, and as you share your details, as I have your details in the chat, I'll be sending you emails. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can follow Global Chamber Accra on LinkedIn. We'll share all that information. And Global Chamber, the Global Chamber, the big Global Chamber, also on LinkedIn, we share all those informations. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a very wonderful moments of networking. We look forward to seeing you all next time on our next events. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you so much, Gifty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gifty. That was very insightful. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job, Gifty.
Hello. Thank you, Diane. Dinah.
My dog is saying he enjoyed you. You hear him there?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
Keep
you
it
for
up.
joining
Keep it
me.
up. Keep it up. Let me show my face. And when you are working from home, you don't normally want to show your
Oh,
face.
it's great to see you. I think I met you personally once at OML network events. That was I think that's around 2019. Yes.
Then you still remember what network was that?
I think it was one of the HR events.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Women in HR?
I think so. I think so. It's been
Because normally I moderate it.
Oh yes, yes. It was a really interesting event. So I was like, I took notice of you.
Oh, wow. I hope you join us next year.
Yes. As soon as I have the information, I'll make time to be available.
I will let you know. Now that I have you on LinkedIn, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Whatsoever, you are always welcome. You are always welcome. You're always welcome. Take good care of yourself.
I will. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.